So I have buddies in Portland, and they are in a band called Bystander. And they used to be called Sisyphean Conscience. I think they changed their name to Bystander with a V, which I give them crap for the V thing, because a lot of bands do that. But I guess they don't spell it with a V officially. I think they got rid of it. Maybe they don't anymore. It looks like their actual album art doesn't have the V. So maybe I I gave them crap for the V, and I didn't guys, I didn't mean to, like, I'm making fun, I'm poking fun at you guys a little bit, but that's because I'm your guys' buddy. They may have changed it because of me, maybe not, I don't know. But now it's just Bystander without the V, it's just Bystander. I would love to check out A Controlled Narrative, because that song is cool, has a really cool message. And their lyrics cover some really, really cool stuff. And I don't know, I just love these guys. They put on really good shows. We used to play shows together, and we did Battle of the Bands back in the day, and they came up here, we went down there. I don't know if we played a show down there, did we? I know I went down there and watched them play. And I've seen them twice, I think, down in Portland. As far as I can tell, they own the Portland metal scene. And they just put on really good shows. So, yeah, let's check out A Controlled Narrative by Bystander and listen to the boys. That was sick. Brutal. That was nice. It's a nice little guitar, not quite a solo, but it's just a little thing that they added on the side. I like that. I can't tell if that was a tempo change or if it was a feel change. It seemed like a tempo change, but it was so subtle, it worked. See, I think that was a tempo change. That kick, man, the kick just never stops. Nice. Yeah. Nice. They just end on kind of like the tempo just descends down, which is sweet. That was cool. That was like really aggressive stuff. I like it though. It's always been on like the more technical death metal side of things. Pretty fast stuff and aggressive the entire time. Not a lot of passages, not a lot of breaks or anything. Just everything's just like amped up, and then everything just kind of crunches down a little bit with the tempo changes, and then, you know, towards the end it just slows down into this brutal area, and it's cool. I think it works for them, and I think it's cool when you have songs that, you know, that do that, you know, for a song, and then you do something different with another song. You know, you play around with the structure, but either way, it's a cool song. Taylor has a really cool delivery. His highs are very awesome. I think his lows are strong. He can do some really cool stuff with his voice. I definitely give him mad props on the screaming. The guitars are brutal, and they don't stop being brutal. I think everything's rad. I think the only thing is that I kind of wish there was some sort of melody that would go over the top of some of this stuff. Like, there wasn't a theme to the song beyond just like tech death. Like, I felt like it was just like tech death riff after tech death riff, and then we slowed down, and it's just brutal, but it's just tech death the entire time, and that works. But I just wish there was some sort of melody, like if they would play a riff for a couple more bars and then add a little melody on top of it to kind of get a theme going, and then we might be able to revisit that theme later on over a different riff or something, and that would have been a nice little touch. But it's not a bad song at all, and so I think it's a really cool song, and you should check out their EP for sure. The lyrics are about hidden history. Everything is starting to be forced down a certain lane of thought, and if you think outside of that lane, you're considered either stupid, or you're considered crazy, or you're considered, you know, one thing or another. If you're outside of the narrative of what the media and what the mainstream, you know, celebrities and stuff want you to think, which I wrote, this is kind of what that song Silent Body that I wrote is about. If you're outside of that lane of thought, you're considered crazy. You're an outcast, and you're not part of the in crew of the mainstream mode of thought. Like, they want to control what you think. They want to control exactly how you think, and they want to control exactly what you value and what you shouldn't value, and they want to control your mind. You know, that's essentially what mainstream media is. It's mind control on a mass scale. This song may as well be about Project Mockingbird, because that's exactly what all of these lyrics allude to, because he says, discredit those who became before us, methodically and technically advanced as they may be. Silence the murmurs of the lost and great ones towering over us, leaving the mystery unsolved, the monuments in place. That reminds me of people like Nikola Tesla. There's much more awareness of him now than there used to be, but I wasn't taught about him at all in school. I was taught that Thomas Edison was the inventor of the light bulb, and he was responsible for the electricity and stuff, and that's just a lie. That's a blatant lie. Nikola Tesla developed everything, and his work was stolen and hidden from us, and he did everything for free. He didn't really care about money. He just wanted to develop energy, and he had some wild thoughts on what the world was, and everything was electromagnetic, and he was right. He was right about nearly everything he talked about. So he developed some crazy technology. Us normie people don't have access to this amazing technology that he developed. Clearly he wanted to give for free. You know, we're all farmed in a way that we don't get access to those things, and the technologically advanced stuff is hidden from us, so that we have to make money and pay companies to work on outdated technology just so that money can keep flowing. And that's the concept that's being painted here. It says, the evidence dissolved, collect it and destroy, prevent the further questioning, fill the gaps and seal the void. That's what they do. You know, they get rid of all the evidence and they collect it and destroy it and prevent anybody else from questioning this. And they fill everything to seal everything off from anybody, you know, thinking like, hey, what's happened here? That reminds me of like Seth Rich and Jeffrey Epstein and Isaac Cappy and all these people that just mysteriously disappear, you know, and under really odd circumstances, and nothing's ever questioned about it. Or the Las Vegas shooting, that the Steve Pulchemic or whatever his name was, all of the mystery that surrounds him, his ex-girlfriend, and his connections to the FBI, and how did he carry so much gear up into his hotel room, and the rate of fire that was being shot into the crowd had a consistency to it that makes no sense for him to have been using a bump stock. Like nothing about the entire shooting makes any sense. And the fact that like the hotel was owned by some Saudi Arabian prince or something like that, or I can't remember if it was Saudi Arabia or Pakistan, but there's a bunch of stuff going on in America that we're not allowed to know what's going on. It was just outed that the media shut down a story on Jeffrey Epstein like years ago, and they were covering a bunch of other nonsense. And this one anchor who has now been fired because she talked about it openly, but she didn't know that she was being filmed. And she was talking about how she had this story, and it was shut down. They shut down the story. And why was it shut down? Because these huge media companies are owned and operated by criminals. There's no other way to explain it. Like, there's just basically a criminal ring that controls the media, and they are an operatic arm of political control. And it's been that way for decades. And you put the pieces together, and then it all becomes clear. That's like, oh, I see. There's certain paths of thought that the media does not want us to think. And that's what this song is about. It's a cool song. It's a cool song message. Pit one against the other. Discussion allows the secrets to remain. Those who question become the sick, deluded, and insane. That's the thing, is like they have a discussion set up so that if you talk about this, then the counterpoint is this, and if the counterpoint is this, and then they talk about this, and it's like an endless conversational loop. And the people that say, hey, what if both sides are wrong on some level? Can we talk past this? What's going on with this? What's going on with Julian Assange? What's going on with like all these other things? Those kind of people, listen to that conspiracy theorist, which is a term coined by the CIA. They coined that term in order to demonize anyone that questions the official narrative of thought. That's the whole issue going on today, is that people are trying to stand up against this media tyranny of mind control, and the ones that point it out, like me included, are labeled conspiracy theorists, which has a very negative, crazy, kooky person connotation to it. And it's not, it's not crazy or kooky to think, hey, we're being manipulated. We're all being manipulated. It's kind of horrifying. Feels like we're in a banana republic with kangaroo courts, and like, and our justice system is not working. And so that's pretty much what this is about. Tarnish their remains, never speak of this again. It's a cool message. So bravo Taylor on shedding light on a really cool topic. Definitely a topic that I am all about. So that being said, I think the message definitely makes the song awesome. I just think that maybe some more theming could be worked into the music. That would make it a more pleasant listen. But the mix was awesome. The double kick never stopped, and the guitar tones were nice. The bass end filled the bass end. I couldn't really hear the bass, but I don't know. I felt like the mix, it worked with the mix. So no complaints there, really. But yeah, I just think they could work some more theming into their music, and that would be really cool to listen to. And maybe a passage or like a brief 2-bar break or something, something that's very brief, but a little bit of a break for the listener. But other than that, I mean, it's great music. I love the boys in Bystander. I hope to hang out with them soon. But yeah, good song, guys. All right, let's go to the next one.